Good day, gamers! After many months of waiting, the whole Uplands Cretaceous ecosystem is here with the addition of 5 new dinosaurs, 2 TLCs, and the fantastic new map and a good old Halloween event. This isn't that big of an update when compared to the Jurassic Flora released in summer, so this video won't give me an aneurysm. So, you already know the deal. To know what you play, you have to know where you are. Let's get right into it, shall we? The Upland map is based primarily on the Cloverleaf formation where Acro, Dinon, Tenonto, and Pelta and Sauroposeidon lived, but also the Nemate formation with Tarbot, Dinoc, Terry, and Gali, and the Erlas formation starring Zuko, Sarko, and Orano, with Conca also being from La Huerguina formation, more specifically in Las Ollas locality in Spain, but with an S, from Woodland of Cuenca, from where it gets its name and not from the little dip in its hump. Dibble also comes from the Wawea formation and Para from the Kirtland formation, so we have some variety. Now, let's start. The main biome you can see are high altitude forests with ginkgos and redwood trees. The main river runs through the map and fills the Great Coronet Lake in the middle. If you go upstream, you will get to the Coronet Crater, what everyone thought was gonna be the main hotspot of the map. But the lake and the donut ended up being the hotspot's choice. We also got a swamp down the river where crocs and ducks reside, and many sauropods just go there to avoid the wrath of Coronet. And the meadows in and around the rivers are perfect for the fastest creatures of the ecosystem, which are really fast. A nice detail we can see is that the main substrate of the riverbed is actually gravel, changing completely how this feels, as in my opinion, it makes it look way more American than the Jurassic Floras and the Mixed Cretaceous. And I can just imagine some grizzly bears fishing for salmon in these rivers, and I love it. However, there are some things I kind of dislike about the map. I think that the donut is just a random addition. There are absolutely no caves, so no gemstones, which makes it basically not the best place to get some mastery points for them. I miss some beaches, and I think the rivers could have been expanded a little bit more so that semi-aquatics weren't just stuck in a line in the middle of the map. And of course, I don't know about you guys, but it's very green. But overall, I think this map is just good. It looks pretty, and you can really see how good the map makers have gotten since the Jurassic Flora. Starting with the TLCs, Dinon has finally gotten a remake. Dog, if an adult dinosaur has the exact same animations when walking and trotting, it means it's old as hell. And there were 3 dinosaurs that had that. It's got a nice new model, a nice skin and new sounds, however it's still incomplete. Dinon kind of needs bounce to be viable, or it just becomes a way worse Quanlong. Or a worse... yeah. But that's something for later. Venator also got some love because, you know, it has become a giant microraptor, a macro raptor if you will. The model is beautiful, the animations look great, skin looks amazing, it has an amazing sounds, and it keeps its gender dimorphism. Also, by the way, it's still quadrupedal, so... However, much like Dinon, Arvo really needs climbing to be a worthy Game Pass dinosaur. because right now, even though I love playing as it, the male is pretty much a reskin conca that jumps high. The female is better for sure, and that's what I tell people to play as. But other than that, current Arbo is, I just like to call it the Utah Raptor preview instead of the Macro Raptor it should be. Let's just hope that the red coat helps with it. Also, if someone unironically tells me that the old Arbo is better when it looks like an inbred, broken-wristed, short-legged, ogre-faced, mud-colored, edge-filled, turtle-loving, hitbox-bugging Indoraptor wannabe, it will be disregarded. Now, let's start with the new dinosaurs, which, overall, are pretty cool. Let's start with something small. Orano is a dinosaur, for sure, being basically old Campto with a tail slap, or a bigger nomad Tenonto. I'm not gonna talk much about balancing, that's for another video, but other than being another reason not to use Tenonto, Orano is one of those dinosaurs that are just basically forgotten. Ah yes, the mighty Garel. Being a hybrid fighter, giving both bleed damage with his M1 and fracture damage with his M2 with Bear Trap, dealing insane damage against most things in the game. However, it is still a crocodile, so you can only hunt smoking. Anyway, Sarco has also replaced Spino as a last mastery requirement for Deinosuchus, which means that the giant gator has become way cheaper now because, well, now you don't need to grind the masteries of Spino to get it. So at the end of the day, they've made dinos easier creatures to get, just for those who are interested. The second true Ankylosaurian. Pelta is something. I am not gonna get into balancing, that's for something for a different video, but it changing from Boral Pelta was a surprise. However, I love that they kept the Boral skin, which, for those who don't know, is the single best preserved large dinosaur ever discovered so far, with a mummy showing us everything, including the color of its skin. Anyway, it is incredibly slow. You should never have the sprint unselected because if you do, you'll just lose stamina without any movement boost. But it's incredibly armored, bone shattering attacks, and some bleed damage added to it make it just a force to be reckoned with. Now this is what I'm talking about. The alarming lizard has come to put some order in the ecosystem, the main fear of many dinosaurs on the server, and the main reason why Terry became the Diplo of the Uplands. It also has become the bigger brother of Vista, which also is now two dinos in one, with Teen Tarbo being an incredibly fast bomb-breaking small game hunter like Carno, and then it becomes the usual wall breaker that we all fear and know, dishing out huge amounts of damage with Bear Trap. With Tarbo being the main apex predator, while only having the acro pair base as their main competition, so it's safe to say that Tarbo is pretty much the ruler of the Uplands.
Oh, he ain't pretty no more.
The earthquake god has come to be the largest dinosaur in the ecosystem, a behemoth that puts in awe to anyone that sees them walking around. With it being technically stronger than a pato, it gives acros quite the fight, with them being the only creature capable of reliably killing them. There isn't a lot to talk about because, well, it's a sauropod. Just play as anything similar to see how it plays. M1 from Sunset is behind you and M2 where is in front. It's just easy. These fellas are good additions to the ecosystem alongside Acro, Dinoc, Dinon, Arbos, Enti, Teno, Conca, Dable, Para, Suko, Terry and Gali. Quite a weird roster, but overall, it feels relatively good. The mighty return of the Halloween Obi. The earth shattered, the birds fell, and the trumpets started blasting through the skies while the days for it becoming closer and closer. And, I'ma be real, I didn't play it. So sadly I can't really talk that much about it. But saying that this year has, been a little bit quiet a comparison of the last year, people's been a little bit more civil. Not many KYS Jacko or the Hot Pillow this year. However, there was also eggs to get the skins. Due to time, I wasn't able to put, time into it. However, even if I did, it's an hobby. There's nothing much to say about it than, what other people has already said. However, I must say that this year's bunch of skins are pretty spooky. This update came with not many changes, really. The Upland dinos have 50% more than their old stamina. There were some rebalancing of some dinos, more specifically Suko by the way, which by just changing two things, it has made it way better. Also, you can now pre-order upcoming dinos, but other than that there hasn't been a lot. Which brings me to my next point. This past quarter has been pretty bad for the game, and this update shows it. 5 dinos are literally incomplete, the lag is kind of unbearable at many times, there's many bugs and glitches, the game is going through some bad times, and with the holidays getting near, the recall has never been so needed. I really hope that the recall helps with also the exposure of content creators. We as a community shall keep hope until we get the recall, even though it's gonna be just the bare bones of the game, not even the well-being will make it there. That being said, having a good looking map, some dinos with really nothing noteworthy after that, plus many of them being incomplete and the bugs make me give this update a 5 out of 10. I can't give pity points when looking at it in the most objective way for a subjective matter. Anyway, that's all for today. If you either agree or disagree, please put it in the comments below in a respectful manner. Have a good one and nos vemos en la tier list.